Good evening. Myself, Amartya Chandra, Department of Mechanical Engineering, and my topic. Next slide, please. Next slide. My topic is compressed air vehicle. It's a complete solution for pollution. Next slide. Introduction. The compressed air powered vehicle works on the principle of the compressed air technology. This energy can be utilized for useful purposes. It has emission-free piston. It uses compressed air as fuel. A compressed air vehicle is a pneumatic actuator that creates useful work by expanding compressed air. Compressing air into a small space is a way to store energy. When the air expands again, that energy is released to do work. That's the basic principle behind what makes an air car to go. By using the above concept, we are developed a prototype model of pneumatically operated vehicle. Next slide, please. Objectives are to control the emission, to save the non-renewable source of energy, to reducing vehicle weight by changing components, to reduce the total cost of the vehicle. Next slide. Literature review. In the study of Professor B.S. Patel, the technology is just about modifying the engine of any regular IC engine vehicle into an air-powered engine. The air-powered engine technology is cheaper in cost and maintenance, can be easily adopted by the masses, and it does not cause any kind of harm to the environment. Instead, its widespread use will help mankind in controlling the serious problem of global warming. In the study of Deepak K. Agarwal et al., the speed of the engine is found to increase almost linearly with the increase in the present pressures. Moreover, the torque and power generated also increase linearly with respect to the change in pressure. Next slide, please. Components are used. There are chassis, double-acting pneumatic cylinder, solenoid valve, compressed air tank, chain and sprocket, crankshaft, connecting rod, and electronic components also. Next slide, please. Chassis specification is: frame is 3 by 5 feet and axles 1 inch diameter and length is 4 feet, and wheels 4 nose. Next slide, please. Double-acting pneumatic cylinder specification is: piston rod diameter is 25 mm, bore is 70 mm, stroke is 150 mm, and material is aluminium. And maximum pressure is 8 bar. Operating temperature is 0 degree to 60 degrees centigrade. Next slide, please. And solenoid valve specification is type 5/2 BC valve. Orifice is 6 mm, size is 1/4 inch, and body is aluminium. Seals are nitride. Voltage is 12 volt DC, and operating pressure is 1.5 to 8 kg per centimeter square. Next slide, please. Compressed air tank specification is: material is mild steel, and tank length is 263.6 mm, and tank volume is 153.6 mm. Storage capacity is 10 liter, and weight is 6 kg. Pressure is 2.2 to 3 bar. Next slide, please. Chain and sprocket specification. Chain specification is kinematic link number is 120, and sprocket specification is material gunmetal, and sprocket style is hunting tooth sprocket. sprocket teeth is 22 nose and internal diameter is 30 millimeter. Next slide, please. Crankshaft is specification is shaft diameter is 14 millimeter and connecting rod specification is length 110 millimeter. Next slide, please. Basic principle is the piston works in two stages. Intermediate stage of compression and expansion. Engine has two functions: to compress ambient air, to make successive expansions, thereby power produced. Next slide, please. Working principle is compressed air stored in tank at a pressure of 4,500 psi. Air pushes the piston to forward and moves the crankshaft, which gives power. Tank can be refilled by compressor. Next slide, please. Advantages are reusable energy and potentially lower initial cost than battery electric vehicle when mass production takes place. A compressed air vehicle produces no pollution at the tailpipe. Compressed air vehicles are lighter than conventional vehicle. Air is the energy, it's non-flammable. High torque for minimum volume. Compressed air tanks can be disposed of or recycled with less pollution than batteries. Next slide, please. Disadvantages are refueling the compressed air container using a home or low-end conventional air compressor may take as long as 4 hours, though the specialized equipment at service stations may fill the tanks in only 3 minutes. Tanks get very hot when filled rapidly. Scuba tanks are sometimes immersed in water to cool them down when they are being filled. That would not be possible with tanks in a car, and thus it would either take a long time to fill the tanks or they would have to take less than a fuel charge since it drives up the pressures. Next slide, please. Now, conclusion is air power cars is a realization of latest technology in automobile field. It eliminates the use of non-renewable fuels. It prevents pollution caused by millions of automobiles all over the world. This could be the future of automobiles and step to a healthier environment. Next slide, please. Thank you.